Hello everyone, this should be Natred Review number 12, and we're going to be looking at an Amp Guard. I believe this is going to be first to 10 between Devry, who is a Warlord, and Heron here, who sent me this video to take a look at. Heron's going to be fighting Shield, Devry, whatever, is going to be in the Flow Fighter, and I'm extra big right now, just to let you all know that tomorrow or the next day or Saturday at the latest, I'll be uploading a glossary video going over a lot of the common terms that I use, so newer fighters don't get too confused. Anyway, back to being small. Let's take a look at what we have here.
All right, we're going.
Turn this down.
Okay.
Alright, so as far as opening strikes against flow fighters go, lucked out right there. I think that not lucked out, but just good solid response there. This block into counter strike like this, while I don't think it's mechanically the prettiest execution I've seen from Heron here, who has that, right? It's very good in theory. If you're fighting against like a lefty shieldman, whenever I say lefty, I'm pretty much referring to lefty shieldman. They might try to start out with throwing this lefty scoop, and if you can stick that punch block and come right back, I prefer going over the top. Going under the bottom is fine too here. And against flow fighters, they start out with this little attempted wrap to the side, stick the block, come up from underneath. Good. Good, clean living. Also, shouts out to Heron. It always feels nice when your first strike against a Warlord in a first attempt. I've never first attend a Warlord. I imagine getting your first strike landed for a kill in a first attempt against a Warlord. It's a good feeling.
Okay.
The got a little bit of the flow fighter high cross here. Why does this work? So it looks like Heron here is kind of going for the same shot she threw before, except there's no setup to it. And I think Devry here is kind of triggering off of this low shot, noticing the sword twisting down and behind to come underneath low, and throwing this cross and hitting the block really well. Just reading that it's coming. And I kind of talked about this in the last video of Heron that I reviewed, that this strapping of the shield makes what's normally a high-risk, low-reward shot, like a high cross, a little bit more likely to hit because of how off-center it is. Not saying it's strictly bad, it's just a factor that has to be accounted for. I wonder if Devry does is part of the rogue company or somewhere near there, because this guard reset he's kind of doing here looks very similar, or maybe he just does SCA and is friendly with the Heron guys in SCA, because this is very similar to a lot of things that I've seen Valor or Hooker send me, as far as like flow fighting basics in SCA go. Yeah, I appreciate the ballsiness here. Probably a good range to spin at, especially if you're tying up this right hand with a block, because that backhand's pretty far from making any contact. I just think this is like too far from where you want to be. Like, as far as just escalation goes, Let's start trying to land some, like, stabs first. Yeah. And I think Devry does a very good job of, like, closing in on the spin while the spin's in process to really crush down the range. And this looks like Trade City to me. Yep.
Okay. Do you want me to move around with you guys fighting or stay in one spot? Okay, I'm just gonna move with you then. Okay.
Sometimes you
I'm gonna
get
move with
picked.
you then.
Good follow-through strength shown by Devry here, coming through and landing the shot. Right to the top of the chest. And again, what the shield doing? What the shield doing? I think this is a thing that really deserves to be worked on for Heron. Because with the strapping of this shield, with your front hand this close to the edge of your shield, moving your shield out of the way to strike should not be a thing you have to do. Like, if you have some giant tower shield or a giant mid-strapped round or something, then yeah, you're going to have to move your shield to open up some shots.
I'm just gonna move with you then.
And so I'm going to see if I can figure out what's the thing that causes the shield movement here. And I believe it's this cock over. It's... Watch how Heron
I'm gonna move
sets
with you
her
then.
shield to the right side here. There. I think it's your muscles being spooled up and kind of a compressed sort of like spring, this torsion on your back muscles is what leads you to, when you throw your shot, to move your shield out of the way as you do it. When really your shield just needs to be staying in front of you if you're a shield fighter, or else just fight single blue, single sword. Yeah. You're a shield fighter. You're using a shield, not a sword fighter. Okay, so I can understand going for the second spin. First one didn't get super... I mean, you lost, but you didn't get, stunted on. Now, Curai talks about this a lot. I think even Raven's talked about this a bit in some of the videos of his I've watched recently. Right now, if I'm Heron, I'm never spinning again, or I'm immediately spinning again. Like, either I have recognized that my spin isn't really going to do anything. 2 times is enough evidence to not bother trying a third time. Just don't even push it, especially in like high stakes situations. So either if I'm Heron, I'm never spinning again for this first to 10, or I'm always spinning and I'm trying to like build different shots into that spin, so the spin always looks the same but has different like endpoints with like shot trajectory, height, where it lands, depth, things like that. I wouldn't do that. I don't really like spin shots, and I think they're mostly bad. Can be good, mostly bad. Similar to my opinion on high crosses, I think high crosses are mostly bad, but tool you want in the toolbox, because even a weird-looking screwdriver might have a purpose. Yep, this is the big boy thing. Yes, you hit me in the leg. Of course you hit me in the leg. Look, it's a chunk. And again, I'm not making fun of Devry here. I weighed like almost 400 pounds, like right when I started my weight loss journey the other day. Hopefully not going to say that in the future, but the classic, like, getting hit in the leg, and I know in Amp Guard you can have posting, but getting hit in the leg and still swinging a few shots. It's so, like, if you want to be a real big rule stickler, maybe Devry is, like, posted on this leg, then his heel comes up, but I know that feeling of being, like, a heavy dude and being like, well, I'm just going to call dead if I got to go to my knees, so I'm just going to throw a couple of shots before I would be theoretically on the ground. At least in Amp Guard you can post. This seems weird. Fortunate that Heron's hip didn't get picked up on either of these shots. And it works out for Heron. Again, hard to argue with W's, but against a single sword fighter, I feel like you have a chance to like why be super conservative with your footwork and your body motion there, you know?
I think it's 3-2.
I'm not keeping count either, Critias. Fuck that. I'm just here to watch fights. Alright, again, either not spinning again or never spinning. I'll be back in less than like 30 seconds. I'm gonna grab another beer. Alright. It's casual beer night. This is a hard one. I'm just going to let this one roll through. I have no advice to really give here. Maybe try to throw a stab and trade death for death.
Come on, Heron, step a little closer. I don't want to. I also waited for you to step forward and be keeping your stance so you couldn't back out.
Both of our fighters here, not a lot of footwork. I don't know if they're just tired at this point or just warming up. But, you know, some little, like, jaunts back and forth. Heron's being, like, stone still. There we go. Yeah. One thing to be said about not moving your feet, then suddenly moving them. You can really surprise people. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, wait. I can't step. Good. Yeah, I can get the depth, get the angle, get underneath it. Yeah.
You hit leg, but then I like hugged it to my, with my forearm. So.
Yeah, good honor, Devry.
Yeah.
Yep, you got put to sleep. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
This is something you'll see a lot of fighters try to do, I feel like, which is this pop here is to make you freeze in your guard. And then throw the second one nice and under. Sometimes you'll see it faster back to back. They'll throw like a shallow shot, then a deep shot, but on the same like trajectory, so it looks almost exactly the same, and you're used to blocking the shallow shot, and they go deep on you. Okay, again, I mentioned this in a previous video. I generally like shots against flow fighters that come up the middle here, but Danger City. Danger City. Could this shot not be thrown with the shield in the place it was? Naturally. Like this right here. Did the shield have to move this far over? Oops. I don't think so. If you're having to move your shield this far over to make this shot, if you're having to move your shield to the left to be landing this, you should just be stepping to the left instead. Just move your whole body. Still works out. Still works out.
You hit hand, and it bounced off my hand and hit my shoulder too. Let's simo it. Okay.
Good honor.
Yep.
I agree with all those calls. All right, looks like we had a leg shot land on Devry here for going for the plant. So close picking up back. So it's like, what, 1 out of 4 spins so far has been profitable? I could be wrong. Dang, should have just gone for the leg again. Yeah, you're fighting against a posted fighter. You know, this, I understand, like, if he's been giving you honor and letting you switch weapons. If you're fighting somebody and they're pushing the tempo to the point where they don't even give you time to gear change, then just hit their posted leg. Not saying it to be, like, salty or a dick or anything, but, you know, understand the vibe of, like, the fight and what's going on there. Yeah. Especially as a heavier dude, let me tell you, hit him in the legs. It's pretty easy. Again, yeah, I think Heron noticed there. What the shield doing? Yeah. I think that's the most consistent issue I've been seeing with Heron over this in the past couple of videos I've seen, and yep. And man, I'm really hope I'm not coming off as like annoying or bullying or anything. I'm really not trying to be. You know, I was really hoping I can get tape of myself this last Saturday, but I hurt my fucking knee. So like you guys could tell me, hey Nate, there are these things you're doing that you're totally not noticing, or like, why are you doing this? It looks bad. Hopefully someday I'll be able to get the same treatment from you guys. Yeah. And this is just, I think, a bad problem of just like, this is like, the spinning at this point isn't even a problem of execution. I think it's a problem of poor strategery. You know, like thinking about it a bit more as like a strategy game. Like you keep trying this certain strategy and it's not working against this opponent often enough to keep going to it. Yeah. And, you know, we're just goofing. We're just goofing. We're just goofing. Hair in the eyes. I know that feel. See, not much is happening here, but look at Heron's feet. Kind of being goofy with it, but this is deliberate footwork. This is footwork with a goal. Yeah. Yeah, this is somebody who's walking like they're thinking about what their feet are doing. Now, of course, you want to get to the point where it's all natural, but this is like somebody with a plan. Again, why is our shield moving back this far for us to swing? Like, this shield strapping basically means that you can fight single sword without moving your shield at all, ever. Like, almost every single shot you throw single sword should be able to be thrown with this shield in good posture and position. Launching for the twin heavens for the legs. Get stabbed. Yep, the twin heavens! Yeah, we just gotta stop spinning, I think. Yeah, I think that the two main takeaways I would take away for, or the two main takeaways I take away, two main takeaways for Heron there, I think would definitely be recognizing that recognizing when certain things just aren't working or worth investing in anymore, such as not spinning so much, when it's not having a big return for you, not a big profit there. And the shield movement. Gotta really practice holding that shield nice and tight to the body. I know some people even talked about, like, taking your left hand and just basically grabbing your the shirt over your right nipple whenever you're fighting with a strap shield to make sure it, like, stays in place. So, you know, if Heron, if, like, you're watching this far in, you're looking for, like, a couple of big things to take away, I would limit the spins. I would move your shield less, and also throw in some stabs. Didn't see any stabs there, and if there were, definitely not enough. Oh, there were some stabs, definitely, but yeah, stab the flow fighter.